All righty, it is time for the program. It is Boomer, it's Pinder, it's Warner, it's Barn Burner, it's Flames Nation. It's Tuesday. It's cold out, still cold out. It's March.
Speak for yourself.
It's March. What the H?
You still got ice? You golfing? What's going on, Rhett?
It's crisp here. No, it's weirdly sunny blue skies. It feels a lot like Calgary today, but it has, it's 0, which is cold. Here.
Is it? No, for there.
Here.
Yeah, soft.
For here.
Soft
I
New
don't
Yorkers.
feel cold at all. Look at I don't feel cold at all.
Oh, look what arrived in the mail.
I was going to say. Yeah, look at you. All the bitching finally
Toasted.
paid off, eh?
Now that dude in the gym, you can finally introduce yourself. Be like, see, I do the show with the flat, you know?
Yeah.
You want to sign that blasty? Sleeveless?
Yeah.
Maybe I should just trim the arms off this bad boy and start rocking
Just
it.
go
at the
full
gym.
Belichick.
Yeah. Just full Belichick. We got a show for you today. Frank Seravalli, he's in the wings. He's waiting.
It's in the green room.
That's right. He is waiting. He's going to join us here momentarily.
Is his
We are in
helmet
the
on?
Tower Chrysler studios. I swung by Tower yesterday.
Did you?
I did. Slid by Tower just to say hi-dly ho. And
Hidely ho.
hi-dly ho, everyone.
Hidely
It's,
hoodly.
I don't ever say I don't say hidely ho enough. I got to start doing it more.
You should. Yeah. Well, you come around. We'll take you on a tour. We'll go say hi-dly ho to so many people.
Yeah, you get your ass back
Get
here.
a lot of-
You're doing all kinds of hidely hoing.
Pressing flesh, kissing babies and stuff like that. You got a lot of that.
Those
To
are
do.
my
But we're
old
here in the
days,
Tower
Steve.
Chrysler studios.
Not pressing flush anymore.
No flesh. Just hugs. You're all about hugging now because I know how you loved hugging.
Don't
Big
like
hugger.
hugging, eh?
He freaking hates hugging.
Really?
Yeah.
What's wrong with him?
I don't know. Look at him. Does
What-
that look like a guy that has emotion?
Yeah.
Too much emotion. Get in trouble. People shit talking
his
me on
heart-
social media.
His heart, the color of his new hoodie.
Yeah.
Just black as tar. Flames last night pull one out down in Dallas, where I hear it's a great town. Frank Seravalli was telling us about all the time he spent in Dallas.
Really?
Yeah, in the pre-show. Well, maybe
Well,
get into
Stars. It's one of 30 to 32 markets while he's been an insider.
Mhm.
So
Yeah,
you
you
gotta know the ins and
gotta
outs,
travel
where to
around.
be, where not.
that. A thrilling finish. I was telling Rhett on Afterburner last night, sitting at my little kind of station, my little work area there. Got
Yeah.
everything. I got the TV, watching the games. Well, here we go to overtime. I'm just going to refresh my memory on this overtime record. And as I do one of these, I see on the screen Calgary 5, Dallas 4, like 4 seconds left or whatever.
What'd you miss there?
Pivot back, and because it's just on a slight delay.
Oh, I see. I was going to say, do you have sound
And
off?
there's the pass. How is this going to work? Because it's in the corner behind Markstrom. How is this going to happen? And then zing, zong, back of the net, game over.
Nice pass from Huberto. Lovely finish from
Yeah.
Toffoli.
Didn't see it coming.
Tough dog. Damn, boy.
Damn, down to Toffoli. Down to Toffoli.
5-4, Flames win it. In the process, ending a what?
5-game slide?
Yeah, winless. Is that a slide?
Yeah.
I think it's points. Right?
Oh, yeah.
Still sliding
Still
when you get points.
winless.
Anyway, a back-to-back, a tough foe awaits them.
As
in
we saw
St.
on
Paul.
Saturday. Yeah. Oof, snoozy.
They are
Be
not
better
on a,
than that, please.
They're not on
Please.
a slide. The Wild. They're on the opposite.
No.
They're on that heater that the Flames need to get on.
That's right.
Mhm.
No, they were on a slide about a month ago, but they've pulled up their socks.
They certainly
Since.
have, Ryan. Yeah, they certainly have. We'll talk about all that coming up. We'll get into the game, but Frank Seravalli is our NHL insider
Right,
to
Gabe?
get all the dirty sort of details of Dallas, Texas. Our NHL insider, Frank Seravalli. Good morning, Frank. Good day,
Yeah.
Frank. How are you?
Not going there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, hey. Okay. It's up to
I
you.
mean, look, it's
Your
a good thing
choice.
my wife's not a hockey fan, so she'd never be watching or listening to Barn Burner. But sure, yeah, just I had an
That's not
extended run in my life where I was, 23 years old and just happened to meet a 47-year-old on a plane who lived in Texas and would make some frequent round trips back in the day. So it was it was a fun time in my life. Dallas.
Wow.
I think
That's
it's
actually
pretty
literally what
presumptuous.
my buddies referred to her literally as Dallas.
Yeah.
How's Dallas doing?
Going to see Dallas.
Yeah.
See, I would have called her Debbie, but I mean,
Debbie, yeah, for sure.
Everyone do their
So
own
how she
thing.
felt about Dallas. Well, maybe Debbie was there too. Who knows? Debbie, Dallas. I don't know what Frank does in his off time. And pretty presumptuous that you think your wife isn't watching.
She's definitely not watching. She has no
Couple
idea
pieces.
what I do. It's the best.
Couple pieces of beefcake on the program, like
Yeah.
Boomcat and the Redster. Come on now.
Damn,
She's
boy.
just got this thing on mute. She's
Sure.
loving
She
it.
might check in. She might check in.
No.
How do you think? You see Rhett there in his new hoodie?
I heard he was shirtless this morning cooking some bacon.
Wow.
What?
It's the only way to cook bacon. You'll ruin your shirt if you don't have.
Insider says Rhett was cooking bacon shirtless.
It's the only way to cook. Yeah, if you're not splattering oil at 400 degrees on your chest, what are you doing?
See, I just thought you were naked with an apron. I thought that's the bare rack, your hog hanging out with, but just the apron on.
No,
You get very badly burned, Rhett.
No, I had my G-string on, and I was in front of the oven, and away we went. It was good.
The apron says "Kiss the cook." It's just so desperate.
The cook. Friday trade deadline day. Again, sources telling us, good job on the marathon on Daily Faceoff. You and your crew,
We had
good
a
job.
day. We tried to keep it on the
had a day.
rails. Jay Rosehill, I'm telling you, Calgary firefighter, you need to get him in studio.
I don't know if he'd sink to our
he's
level. He's Leafs Nation, you know.
He's an absolute beautician, and I'll tell you this. There were a couple times when I felt like I needed to distance myself from the program as the program was ongoing on Friday. You know, we get the brother swap, the Nick for Brett Ritchie trade. And I said, oh man, it's amazing. You think about this, you know, they can just, you know, one can move right into the other guy's condo and you know, Rosehill, without missing a beat, pipes up and he goes, oh, could you imagine if these two guys are wife swappers too?
Jesus.
God.
Brother swap. It's happened before.
I am not here.
You're not getting that on with James Duthie. You know what I mean? That's not the stuff you're getting with.
And we don't have commercials. So, I mean, look,
That's right.
sounds like a win.
How's the insider cam? Do you hammer like some sort of a Philly cheesesteak at halftime there or what? It's 4 hours. That's a big broadcast.
Yeah, look, you just get through it. No one needs to see me eat. It's not polite.
So what happened with James Van Riemsdyk? I don't want to go into it because it's ancient history in a way. By the time people listen or watch this, it's days and days gone by. But you're in Philly, and just from what I've been reading, it sounds like Fletcher is getting dragged by the fans that he got nothing for JVR in the end.
Yeah, he's gotten absolutely smashed. And the reaction from the Flyers has been, well, you guys are making too big a deal of this. And my counter to that would be, you missed a 10-day window to move him, and it wasn't on Friday, in which the trigger should have been pulled. An accurate read of the market would have been, we're going to take a third-round pick for this guy as Tarasenko goes off the board and Patrick Kane goes off. There were so many wingers on the move that with some financial salary cap considerations on James Van Riemsdyk, $7 million, you can't sit there and say, well, we're going to ask for a second and a third. You need to find a way to move the player for whatever you can get your hands on so that you're not left holding the bag. And I will say, in fairness to the Flyers, it's also a little bit of an indictment that James Van Riemsdyk didn't go on the rest of the league, that they weren't as creative as a team like the Minnesota Wild were, waiting until 2:45 Eastern time to grab John Klingberg for a fourth-round pick. I mean, they had the cap space, they weaponized it, and they added what was, you know, in previous years believed to be a premier defenseman for next to nothing. The Wild looked like a playoff team. Where were the rest of these teams as the Flyers were sitting there with nothing in their hands at 2:45 to do the same with James Van Riemsdyk?
Or maybe that's an indicator of how hot the market was for James Van Riemsdyk. We talked about it yesterday. I think in his last 12 games, he's got 1 goal or something, not exactly upping his trade value.
Yeah, but look, he's still one of the better net front scorers in the league. His hand-eye coordination, he's got Joe Pavelski-like tipping skills. and he's not afraid to stand there and take the abuse. He's never been fast. That's never been his calling card. But if you actually watch him up close, there's facets to his game that make him valuable to a playoff team. And it was a miss all the way around. It was a miss for teams not stepping up at the last minute, but it was a bigger miss for the Flyers not shipping him out 10 days ahead of time.
We talked about this on the show a little bit yesterday, and Rhett, I don't want to speak for you, and I don't know how much of it was just kind of you tongue in cheek or joking about it, but we saw John Cooper bench the 3 stars with the Lightning, Point, Kucherov, Stamkos in Buffalo on the weekend. They respond with a 6-0 beatdown by Carolina. No shots on goal for Stamkos. I think Point had 1 shot on goal.
No shots in the second, 4 through 40 minutes.
Dismal effort, and you just feel like they're kind of that bulletproof team, right? John Cooper, one of the best coaches, and they got one of the best goalies, one of the best teams, and all of that. Is there something there, Rhett? You said maybe they're tired of each other. They're tired of him. I don't want to speak for you. What your take on it?
Well,
Can't hear you, buddy.
Yep.
Sorry. Typically, I praise Cooper for benching them, but I would have expected to have seen a way better effort. And when you don't get it, it makes me go, is there something deeper going on here? And are they getting sick of him? I mean, time will tell, I guess. And it sounds odd to think that way with 3 straight Stanley Cup finals appearances or whatever, but the team that's been lauded as just first class and wonderful. But you do get sick of each other. Every coach, everyone has a shelf life.
And I also feel like this is a team that's played so much hockey the last 5 years that, you can't help but think there's going to be some eye rolling at regular season stuff. And I don't know that it's like, oh no, they don't know how to play playoff hockey. They've been kicking their feet up. It feels like they're on a collision course with Toronto. There's not really a lot of downward movement available. I'd understand some fatigue, but I also understand from John Cooper's perspective, you can't let that slide. My gut would be these guys are on the same page when it matters, like April 18 or whenever this postseason tournament's going to start.
All right. Thanks, Ryan. Frank, your thoughts?
I would say on a level of 1 to 10, my concern for the Tampa Bay Lightning is somewhere around a 6.5 or a 7. Yeah. And I do share some of the same concerns as Rhett. Like I didn't even view Saturday as so much of a benching as much as it was hey, we're not winning this game. We're punting for Sunday. And when you come out Sunday and you get waxed by the Hurricanes, that is certainly a bit of an alarming trend. But I share some of the same, considerations as Pinder in the sense that this team has proven that they can flip the script when it comes to the playoffs because flip the switch. They've got that ability to turn it on and off. The last couple regular seasons have more or less been meandering. And I do think there's also a facsimile, a faction, whatever you want to call it, of truth, a shred of truth in the idea that John Cooper at some point is wearing old. Like we are in 3 weeks, we're approaching 10 calendar years of John Cooper behind the Tampa Bay Lightning bench. That is an almost unprecedented run in NHL history. And I'd have to think back how many coaches actually were on the same bench for longer than 10 years. Like you're talking Barry Trotz. How many other guys have done it? The list is not super long. Yeah, Lindy Ruff. Yeah. I mean,
Al Arbor maybe.
How many people hit 10 years? Not that many.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you. I don't know if I'm at a 6 or a 7. Just because history has taught us, don't be foolish when it comes to the Lightning. They are programmed to get it done. Their goalie is still all world, but that's I'm with you. At some point, there's just fatigue, and beyond that, there's some other good teams around them. It could be no fault of their own if they don't go to a Stanley Cup final this year. I just thought it was interesting, not the benching, but the response, and I think they'll be just fine. I was just curious your take on that, given Rhett's comments on it from yesterday.
That's why I would say the Lightning were as aggressive as they were because they're reading the market with the Tanner Jeannot trade. And they're saying, if we don't win this year or next year, how soon is it that teams like the Devils and eventually the Sabres and the Ottawa Senators they're going to pass us by. And so we have to take advantage while we can. I love the Tanner Jeannot trade. I know everyone was sort of blasting it, saying, has Julien Brisebois finally lost the plot? And my point and response to that would be, because of how aggressive they've been, they've got this 2 to 3 year window until Hedman's contract is up. And once that happens, 2 years from now, whenever that is, Stamkos is out the door. I bet you they trade off Point, Kucherov, Vasilevsky, every guy that they could possibly move, and don't have this slow bleed out like the Nashville Predators did for 5 years where you languish in the NHL's murky middle. Get to the bottom as quickly as you can and get all those picks back that you just traded away for all of those star players and find a way to reboot in 3 years instead of 7.
So it sounds like what a smart team would do, doesn't it? Jeez.
We talked to you, I guess it was leading into because we talked to you about the quick trade to Columbus, and you had said, something's going to probably spin here, and he does end up in Vegas. For Rob Blake, he can't be happy with how it ends up. He started it. It's his thing. He has no control over it. But the fact that Jonathan Quick could come back and stick it in his tuchus, it's mouth-watering to think. It's not likely to happen in round 1, but a collision course between the Kings and the Golden Knights would be terrific theater now all of a sudden.
I got to be honest, I don't know what he thinks. I can't imagine that he gives a shit. And the reason I say that
there's any part of him that
I would
thinks
be surprised if he didn't know.
Yeah, I would say, look, when you're sizing up the market, this is always part of your, how does this, end up looking bad for me? That's certainly there's only a few teams that were in the market for a goalie, and the Golden Knights were one of them. So in an odd way, they actually probably feel really good about it because they've made the clear determination that Jonathan Quick is a number 3 goalie in this league. And they're saying to themselves, we've watched this guy up close for a long time now. We know he doesn't have it left. Congratulations and good luck, Vegas Golden Knights, trotting out Jonathan Quick, who we believe is a 3rd goalie, as your number 1 option.
How about their goalies? Ooh, I know. All you need to do is get hot for 2 weeks. Crazier things have happened.
It's voodoo, that position.
That's
unbelievable.
Right.
They've been at the top of that division with Aiden Hill and Logan Thompson and Laurent Brossoit. They really haven't missed a beat.
They're using their 3rd stringer most
who's
of there.
going in there.
I think about, if Edmonton gets their shit together and win the division, they're on first round collision course. Yeah. I mean, Seattle will have to be in there somewhere, but it's not outlandish at all that those could square off. And I think that'd be great fodder.
So where are we at now? Trade deadline has come and gone. So many, we talked about it last week, 12, 13 first rounders moved. Pretty much every contender or perceived contender made some sort of move in the East. It sure feels like that's the balance of power. Boston is still seemingly the team to beat. Now, what is your focus as an insider? What teams are you watching? What potential storylines could be kind of lurking in the weeds here over the next couple of weeks, aside from just straight up playoff chase?
Well, it cracks me up to hear all the talk about the East, because I do think it's going to be a steel cage death match to get through it. But at the same time, you could just as well see Colorado and Edmonton square off again in the Western Conference Final, McDavid against McKinnon, and you look at it and you go, I'm not entirely certain that neither one of those teams is worse than anyone in the East. Like, who knows? It's such a weird year. Everyone's down on the West, and all of a sudden the West wins. Like, that's kind of the way I see it, or I'm looking at it from my end. And also just the path to the final, it just feels a little bit more wide open in the West. And that goes not just for those two teams, but for anyone really. Like, would I be absolutely floored if I woke up in June and Dallas or Winnipeg or one of those teams was in the Stanley Cup final? I wouldn't be shocked at all. But the way the East is shaping up, I mean, it's sort of bananas to think about, two of the Devils, Rangers, Canes, Bruins, Lightning, and Leafs. 2 of those 6 are out in round 1, guaranteed.
What's happened to Winnipeg? They've only got 2 wins in their last 10. Last night, they allow a goal in the final, quarter minute to tie it, fall in overtime to San Jose. It's been tough sledding for a while there. What's happened to them?
Yeah, it's been a 6-week slide and 10 games, 38 goals against. That's not going to get it done. And part of that, I shudder to think of even being critical of Connor Hellebuck, because that's really kind of how good he's been all season long. But at the same time, they're really using him a lot. He's played back-to-back, both games of back-to-back sets twice now in the last number of weeks. They're pushing him hard. And I don't know what the calculus is on that. You guys would be able to speak to it better than me about the way Markstrom was utilized last year. It's stuck in my head. Jay Woodcroft for Battle of Alberta last year just kept saying over and over again, we did not play our goalie 62 times this year. And I don't know what happened, if there's any truth to that, whether it's just the Oilers being in Markstrom's head, whatever it might be. It's been ugly for Markstrom since. And Hellebuck, he's been used so much. I have real concerns for a team they can score, but they can't defend. That's pretty problematic.
Always played him a ton, though, right? That's the thing. He's been one of those workhorses like a Vasilevsky or Saros, where you just see a ton of them. It's not new for Hellebuck. And Riddick, they can't trust. You see last night, he's in his own head. It's not been a good couple of years for David Riddick, who still has a job in the NHL, but I feel like that grip is pretty hanging on by fingernails.
Because for the Flames, they get that win last night. Huge goal by Toffoli. They win 5-4. And now they're in Minnesota tonight on a tough back-to-back. But they have
the old NHL Dallas, Minnesota back-to-back. How about that, Rhett?
Yeah.
It's a natural.
We haven't seen that in a while.
Don't ever want to see it again. That's a brutal one.
Yeah. For a Flames fan that's watching or listening right now, from your perspective, as hockey follower, you're an insider in all of this, what's the gap? What do the Flames need to accomplish for you to say they're back in it, they've got a shot? Because I think a lot of people right now feel like the math it's just they need to go on a run like they've not done all season, and they need to do it right now, and they need some help. Is there a point? What needs to happen for you, whether it's because they're back of Colorado? Well, Colorado's got games in hand, and I just don't see how that maybe it does. But realistically for you, what's the path here for the Calgary Flames to get in, if there is one?
I couldn't help wonder going to sleep last night if that Toffoli goal was potentially season saving. Like, there's so much work to get through to get to that point. I think in order to really even begin having a realistic conversation, this team needs to reel off 5 straight wins. And maybe it starts with the game on Monday night. Maybe it doesn't. But the math is otherwise so daunting. You need so many things to come together, so many things to buck the trend of what this team has been. You need saves from Markstrom. You need actual confidence in the third period for once, that if you have a lead that you're not going to fritter it away. I don't know where this team is going to find that confidence. They looked like a broken team over the weekend, on top of, the shattered elements that we've seen to this point already. I don't have any proof, anything tangible to grab on, but you just wonder if something like last night maybe gives you a bit of a shot in the arm to think that it's still possible.
Only if they win tonight.
Yeah, I said wake me up if they win 5 in a row.
Yeah. If they win tonight, then they've got, this. I said last night, the strength of schedule isn't anything, because it's going to come down to how hard this team works and competes. But if they don't win tonight, I think you're just too far back. But if they win, they do have games that if they show up, they can put some points together.
I wanted to highlight something that I saw on social media yesterday, Alex, if you could throw it up. This tweet appeared to be about as subtle as a heart attack. Jonathan Huberdeau assist after coming down the right side on his off wing and getting pucks on net.
Alan Walsh.
Is this the guy that had 100 and some points last year playing on left wing that's been at right wing for the last 15 games?
15.
Okay.
It's been there forever.
Yeah.
Whatever the number
side
is, it's an
pre-Christmas,
insane. Yeah, well, but think about the logic in that.
There's a lot of things that have been logical. We've seen a lot of the fourth line in the final 3 minutes of the game.
So to summarize,
I
the
freaked
point
out
you're
yesterday,
making
Frank,
is-
but there's no logic in anything the Flames organization has done for many years.
All I'm saying is this was not nearly the zinger that you guys talked about a few weeks ago, but this maybe is actually more impactful in the sense that it raises a really good question of no one's really been asking it. Why is Jonathan Huberdeau playing on the right side?
Why was he playing with Lucic for 6 weeks? Why did they switch the lines after a 5-2 start? I mean, there's a lot of whys on the coach this year. A lot of them.
I mean, if I'm not mistaken, this was the second team NHL All-Star. So the second best player at his position last season on the left wing and set an NHL record for most points ever by a left winger. Why?
Okay.
I hadn't really even thought of it until I saw this tweet. Why hasn't this been talked about?
I never thought of it either, but if I was Jonathan Huberdeau and I didn't like playing the side I've been on or supposed to be on, I'm a veteran guy. I talk to the winger on my other side, and as soon as the effing puck is dropped, we're switching.
Like old school, yeah, that's like actually what my kids do in 8U hockey. Like I'm like, you go over here. They're like, no, we're gonna go do this.
Yeah.
Defense. Come on, coach.
Yeah, we got a lot on the go here, Frank.
There's too many
A lot of
issues
it.
that have cropped up in Flames land for our liking, and you can dig into it. For
Which is not to
hours
say
and
that's
hours.
nothing, but you can add it to the
No.
you can add it
Yeah,
to the
the list
pile
of-
if you want.
Yeah,
I mean,
think
riddle
there's gotta be
me this.
something there. It doesn't explain everything.
Yeah, help me understand this lineup card.
Like
so
Nick Ritchie,
Ritchie
who's probably
just
playing
comes
for his
in.
career.
Good luck.
Yeah.
I think that
Put him on the
Walker-
right side.
Put him in the rafters. Walker. Beer.
Walker there.
I freaked out yesterday. They can't score goals, and you're playing Trevor Lewis and Lucic. Well, that's talk about the insanity
shift.
quote from Mr. Walsh. Like, what the? This makes lots of sense. There hasn't been rationale. When I go back, I'm starting to get mad again. I'm the old man yelling, Giordano, frickin' who's the kid defenseman that's in? We got me wound up yesterday. Oh my God, my
Connor
brain
Mackey.
shut
Right,
off.
that guy.
No, they
Yeah.
got rid of Mackey left, which they said, well, he was going to be better than Valimaki, and we never gave Valimaki he was going to be our number one defenseman and to take Giordano's spot at one point, and then he never played a game, and we can't find a way to get him in the lineup, and he's horse shit, so let's let him go. Anyway, it's a repeat of yesterday.
Sutter quite literally booted Mackey to Arizona.
Then the
Like,
GM
that was
should
his
say,
whipping boy.
kiss my ass. You don't get to. Like, if we don't want that, then what the is the GM adding?
Fair question.
Like, and F the players for being lazy pricks. We give the GM shit and we give the coach shit. Give the players shit. Who's supposed to win the cup? Who gets the praise when they go out and play hard? The players. Who gets paid? The players. Who doesn't take any shit when things go south? The players. All we sound like is the Oilers 6-7 years ago. Change the coach. Change the coach. Change the GM. It's the coach. It's the GM. No. Show up and play, you lazy bastards.
There's been a lot of that the last 2 months, Frank. A lot of that.
I kind
It's
of
good to get it
enjoyed
off your chest, though.
Old
You don't want to
man
bottle
yells at
stuff
cop.
up. Yeah, that's good. Thanks for the tweet. Appreciate that. There it is. Yeah, old man.
Hey,
yells at
not to
cloud.
just
have a great.
drop that and run, but I just figured like I said, that tweet was about as subtle as a heart attack.
Yeah, beautiful, Frank. Thank you, buddy.
See
Have
you
a good
guys.
week. You betcha. Frank Seravalli, NHL Insider. Yeah, I mean, listen, I didn't really spend a lot of time thinking about it. I was just more focused on why it wasn't working. Guy didn't seem to be Certainly doesn't seem comfortable. Whether that's because he's on the other wing, I just can't imagine that there's a 75-point fluctuation in that.
Sorry.
I know what Walsh is
he
trying
looking
to do.
electric on the power play where you can put him on either wing?
But
no.
But you would think if you were bringing in a high-powered player,
10.5 cornerstone of your team, play wherever the F you want. Just produce, please. Produce.
Should.
And then to call him out, I will give Daryl shit for that. Our top guys aren't good enough. If that's part of the issue and you've said, no, you stay where I tell you to play, childish.
Panthers' Jonathan Huberdeau sets NHL record for assists in a season by a left winger. The story from Daily Faceoff a year ago.
That's early to set the record a year at this point. Not much season left?
Yeah. Woo. Hey, coming up on Friday, it is Hawaiian Shirt Day, but also it is game day for the Flames at the Dome. Anaheim Ducks are in town, and Mad Rose Pub has tickets for you. We will be giving them away here. Today's Tuesday, probably Thursday. You're watching every day. Just be a part of the program and be paying attention, playing along. 15 Royal Vista Place, gourmet pizza, dough, and sauce made fresh every day. Great food, great booze, great people. 20 beers on tap, kid friendly on the weekends and into Monday. And you can visit their website. Get it ordered in. It's a big thing now. This, you can get dashing at the door and the dishes and stuff. They do that too. madrose.pub is their website. Or if you're anywhere in that general vicinity, stop by 15 Royal Vista Place.
Vicinity.
We owe a visit.
Well, there's a couple interesting dates on the calendar coming up.
Yeah, I know. That happen to involve booze.
Don't have to. I mean, being merry.
Right.
Spending time with pals.
Correct. So yeah, be watching. We're going to have tickets to give away for that game coming up on Friday against the Dome, against the Ducks at the Dome.
The Dome
courtesy
of the Ducks.
of Mad Rose Pub. Hey, Pinder report coming up. What do you got today? Just
lots of reaction from last night. We may have a case of mistaken identity, and we've got some very old footage of a protege young Rhett that was sent in by, I believe, his parents.
Oh, really?
Don't want to miss it today.
Sound right? Let's memory lane. You ready for a little trip?
Yeah, let's do it.
A little trip down memory lane.
We do that for
McLeod Law. They've been a part of Calgary for a long, long time. They love Calgary. Their roots run deep. They like to celebrate everything that's about our city, and part of that, of course, is the Calgary Flames. Couple things as we go down memory lane with McLeod Law today. One of them, a highlight. One of them, maybe not so much, although it's debatable. So we go back to March 7th, this day in 1988. What was maybe, I don't know. You'd have to talk to somebody that was very much in the mix then. But what turned out to be a pretty big and significant trade, as it turned out, the Calgary Flames pick up Rob Ramage and Rick Wamsley from the St. Louis Blues in exchange for Steve Bozek and Brett Hull. Brett Hull.
Scored a lot of goals.
To be, one of the greatest goal scorers of all time. Now, you talk to guys like Mike Rogers, Peter Marr, you talk to people on that team. Rob Ramage came in, was a big part of that team. That maybe they, because of course, 88, got very close to winning a cup, that whole thing. I don't know. Could you maybe have not thrown Hull into that trade? Could you still get a Rob
Flags
Ramage?
fly forever.
I guess so.
How many cups did Hull win? None in St. Louis.
Did he win one in Dallas, Rhett?
Good question. Rhett would have been around that time.
Oh shit, he scored. He scored there. So anyway, Brett Hull in the they have a very we brag about the alumni here in town. The Flames alumni. St. Louis also has a very strong alumni. Hull was at a Blues Hall of Fame dinner hot stove thing recently, and he was asked about getting called into the coach's office, getting called in as a member of the Calgary Flames, and getting the news he'd been traded.
And I looked at him and I said, "Tell me it's somewhere good." And he goes, "Well, we've traded you to the St. Louis Blues." And I'm like, "Well, I don't, it's America, so that's." I go, that's a good start.
There's only one
Yeah.
Brett Hull, and he was truly a Canadian kid, right? Like Canadian born.
Yeah.
We're dad and all that.
Played his junior in Penticton.
Yeah. But he was very happy to go to America. I feel that's going to be Matthew Tkachuk at some point in about 20, 30 years down the road. So I get called in. I tell Tree, send me to America.
Send me somewhere with sunglasses.
Anyway, so it was 1988 on this date. Brett Hull shipped out of town.
I got Hull trivia.
Do you?
He's the only guy ever to score 50 in junior.
Yeah.
College, which is hard to do. I don't play a lot of games. AHL and the NHL. Incredible stuff.
50's a lot.
Well, we played 42 games in college or whatever he played. That's insane. Well over a goal per game. He had 105 or 6 in junior and 60 games. And then 50 in the A. It's like, why isn't the guy called up? How do you score 50 in the A? You should call up before he gets 50. Well, he was with the Moncton Golden Flames. And then the next year he was a full-time Flame and then off to St. Louis.
He's one of those guys.
Did score a few in the NHL too.
It's the pick 4 guys, pick 3 people to go and have dinner with. I feel like Brett Hull might be on my list just because he's got so many stories. His dad was Bobby Hull. What kind of a upbringing, what kind of experiences did this kid have from the time he was 1 year old, kind of a thing?
And he's got the full spectrum of good and bad. Yeah.
Loves the booze, loves the party, loves the whole thing. I think he's probably got a few tales.
Got some doozies, I'm sure.
Yeah. Did you ever get drunk with Brett Hull? Or is he kind of...
I've never really been around Brett Hull, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
And think about how sour he was when he saw Jonathan Toews in Vegas with the cup. He never even had to play against Jonathan Toews.
That's true, yeah.
And how sour he was at Toews. Imagine seeing Brett.
There's some history. We don't want to get into it.
Oh, really?
You Google it.
Be a sourpuss.
If you want to just why Rhett would be sour about it.
Call Bettman while you're
Also
at
on this date,
Tell him Rhett says hi.
March 7th, 1989, our buddy Lanny McDonald
Come on.
became the 23rd player to ever hit the 1,000 point
Look at that.
plateau. Look at that photo.
What a beauty.
From 1989 on this date, the Flames beat the Jets 9-5.
Suck it, Jets.
He scored, he got
Now,
1,000 and then 1,001 in the third.
His mustache matches the jersey. It is beautiful.
it does. It blends right in. Camo.
He looks like a baby chick. He's all fuzzy.
Yeah,
Look at him.
yeah.
What? We should have had Peter Marr, because didn't Peter Marr keep like journals or all of his notebooks on his notes of every game and every day?
Oh, dude, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, this date in Flames history, he's got
Everything.
Yeah.
like, what do you call it? Like filing cabinets full of stuff, game notes and all that. So yeah, Lanny hit 1,000 and then 1,001. So a 2-point effort in the 9-5 win. Finished with 1,006 points in 1,011 games.
I feel like he had a good goal in the
regular
playoff
season.
too, yeah.
And then in the playoffs, played in 14 games, had 1 goal and 4 points. The goal, you may remember, it's kind of a big one.
Significant.
Yeah. Kind of a big
Also, Lanny trivia.
one. 50 goals in college.
No,
50.
no, it's better than that. For players that did not hit 100 points in a season, Lanny has the most goals with 66 past the puck, Lanny.
Boy, puck hog, eh?
Yeah, I didn't know that. Seems like a friendly guy.
66
Sure.
goals and he didn't get 100 points?
Didn't
Who
hit
the
100?
F are your
Isn't that
wingers?
crazy? So there's 2 pieces of trivia you can take to the
Hey,
water
listen.
cooler today. Hull.
You want guys shoot first? That
Right.
shot first mentality. Lanny's
He'd fit
always
in right
subscribed
now.
to it. Could you suit up Lanny? We take you. McLeod Law, little memory lane for you. Call Peter Klein. Personal injury lawyers, if you're unfortunate and you've had an injury, workplace, whatever the case is, and you need some help to navigate through your legal, your insurance, your medical claims, it can be overwhelming. Peter Klein is here to help. McLeod Law, McLeod-law.com is the website. His email is pkline, PCLINE @McLeod-law.com. You can get the best in the business on your side. Nothing like having a great teammate, having a great leader for you.
It's got your back.
That's right.
Yeah.
And they do more than that.
You're getting picked on? Someone to protect you?
That's right. Peter Klein's the guy.
All right.
McLeod Law. Social media, all of their platforms at McLeod Law LLC. If you want to go that way as well.
Keep saying LLC, but your eyes are bad and it says LLP on all their.
Does it?
Yes. And you've been doing it for weeks. And I'm sorry I should talk to you about
Well, why
it
don't
off
you?
air. I just did. I couldn't do it anymore. I keep saying, I'll talk to him after the show. And then I keep forgetting. Yeah.
When you're an idiot, I tell you straight out.
There's different approaches.
Yeah. Do the Pinder report.
See if we can.
Could you?
Yeah. Let's do it.
The Pinder report.
For Village Honda, our good pals.
Yeah. Tell me more.
Well, Village Honda, they're going to give you cash right quick.
Yeah.
Like 24 hours, you want hard cash.
Why is it?
Well, there you go.
Why does he assume that whenever it's the Pinder report, he's not part of the show? It's been this way for fucking years.
Is it that boring that he leaves?
I don't understand.
Feel like it's an entertaining part of the show.
It's like, it's not a monologue.
I actually had a fight for him to break down tonight.
Like, well, yes.
Yeah. Well, we'll start with the Flames in Dallas last night for Village Honda, the Pinder report. See the phone number there, 403-407-2021. Do the old QR scan, say hello. With the new Accord coming in, you said? It's going to be good. What are you doing? You give me that face. What?
Warner.
Yeah. Teammate, right? Good in the room.
What a teammate.
Problem is the room's in Buffalo.
I hope he shit his pants. I hope that's what happened.
Yeah?
I hope he tried to a left cheek sneak and he dropped some in his drawers.
Things have happened. It would explain the...
Sorry for the vulgarity, Village Honda.
The irritable mood might be related to the irritable bowel.
It could be.
Yeah.
She's just all around.
Flames entered action last night in Dallas, just so close to the Bedard sweep. Bedard? Playoffs? Bedard?
Yeah.
A loss could get them in position to win the draft lottery? What? Because only the top 10 teams can. So they're that close to the bottom 10 in the NHL. All they needed was a Washington point and a loss to the Dallas Stars. I don't know. I see some of the fan base going that way. Oh, Dallas better score here on this power play. We need to lose. And then come on, guys, if they get hot, there's still a chance. I feel like this is a very divided fan base right now.
You know what, though? They are, but no one really thinks there's a realistic shot of getting Bedard. Everyone's just sour because
we've
wish
seen
it was
the script before. We know where this is going to end. They're going to be 9th in the West, peak sadness.
That's right.
We've seen it a million times.
What?
How are you? You okay?
What were you like?
I get a little snack, yeah. Deuces are wild.
Do you need me 24/7? Like, is it like Pinder can leave?
2 hours a day be good.
Oh, what'd you do yesterday? Did you go off screen for a split second? Oh, it's okay for you. God forbid that Rhett leaves. During the Pinder report.
Rhett, I'm going to need you to do a little case of doppelganger or the same guy. This is from the broadcast last night in Dallas as one dude was just chewing the shit out of his nails. Is that the guy?
That's the guy that got punched.
Steamroll? Isn't it? Right? Now the hair
got drilled. He dyed his
same
hair
hairstyle
dark.
for sure. And look, that's the third. Oh,
Yeah.
Look at that. What's he got in there? Oh,
settle down.
Just hungry.
Leftover nachos.
So that's from last night. And then, remember this? That was him falling back after taking a right. And we got a better photo of him as well, where his hair is up from the impact.
Yeah.
Is that the same cat? Does he have two different Dallas jerseys?
Well,
same hair.
Huh.
Maybe that's just the move right now.
Or maybe that's Texas.
You go Wade Boggs,
Just
no
mullets.
shave those sideburns mattingly
Yeah.
right up the top there, and then mullets.
Has he taken it nice and tight on the side there
It's
too?
real tight.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
quite a drape he's got at the back.
Yeah.
All right. So it's
Ow.
Jesus. Remember how well he took that punch, Rhett? Oh man.
It
He
was
took it
on,
like a
yeah.
champ.
100%.
Man, that 50-year-old dude probably drives truck for a living. Just fed him one. Oof.
Look at dude, full follow
It
through.
looks like he's out there. He bounces right back
Yeah,
up.
he does.
Wow.
It's like one of those
Yeah.
balloon
Yeah. Boom,
clown
boom,
things.
boom,
Just
boom.
pop right up.
So that caught my eyes. There was also this was pretty good as well.
Yeah.
The final, 10 seconds of play. Flames tied after blowing two goal leads.
One in the third.
Pass from Huberto.
Here's Toffoli on a breakaway. Toffoli scores! Tyler Toffoli!
6.2.
Nice D, Dallas. Dummies.
Damn, boy. Now he's even step for step at the red line, and he finishes that. He's got the mow. That's a lovely finish from a guy full speed, not only racing against 2D, but the clock as well.
He's not got great boots either.
Toffoli on pace for 33 this year. Would be a career high, although in the lockout abbreviated season, he had a much higher pace than that. They just didn't play 82. It's been a great year for Tyler Toffoli, and you and I both talked about it in the offseason, like, what's this guy going to look like? Like, the boots aren't great. He really didn't click last year for whatever reason on a line with Kelly Yarncroke and Dylan Dubé or something like that. It was like, where does he fit? Well, he's fit real nicely on the right side of that top line.
And there's a lot of people around him that have not had great years.
Correct.
You would think the environment, the atmosphere would be ripe for a subpar season. He's been very good.
Damn, boy.
That's right. Damn, boy. He's been good.
Look at that, eh? Yeah. Yeah, they liked him in Montreal. They liked him in Vancouver. They liked him in LA. Flames fans liking him in Calgary.
I don't know why the hell isn't on his goal song.
Yeah, they're playing some stupid,
Playing some Bonnie Tyler.
Need a hero or something.
What are we talking about?
What's going on there? That's a huge foul.
Figure it out.
All right, Afterburner. It was you and Rhett. Who was the most corpse zombie-like and exhausted and with the worst effort? How would you grade yourself versus Rhett last night, Boom?
In fairness, time change.
Yeah.
So even though 6:30, it's an early game for us.
Late game there.
It's still kind of late by the time the game's over, and I think Rhett's mood dipped when it was looking like overtime.
Yeah, that's tough.
This is please no overtime.
I had faith it wasn't going to overtime. I was just sure they'd allow another, never mind score another.
Yeah, it felt like it, right?
When they had
They're committed to this one goal loss thing.
Talk about Nick Ritchie. I'd sit that prick tonight just because of that penalty. 2.5 left in a tie hockey game.
Fucking dumb is that?
What are you
right
doing,
on the numbers?
dude?
Like, that's called every time.
Idiot.
Nice goal, though.
Welcome to Calgary.
And dangerous.
And dangerous. Yeah. Amen. Here's Afterburner last night. Rhett and Boom Cat talking about Nick Ritchie, I think.
Well, that's about all.
Can't have enough Nick Ritchie in our lives.
Apparently we got too much. We'll move on.
That's fine. Move on.
Toffoli with that game-winning goal with 6.2 seconds joins Flames a pretty exclusive list of late goal winners here. 1954, 1953. What do we call it when 6.2 seconds left? I don't know, but there's a board here we've got of the latest goals of all time. We zoom in on that cowboy if you want. Yeah. Boom's got no chance there. Corey Stillman, Jerome McGinley, the only two players that have scored game winners later. Stillman with 4 seconds left, 59-56. And Jerome did it also with 4 seconds left, 59-56. 59-53, not bad. Toffoli, well done.
Toffoli rushed it. He should have,
Are you giving no tips for the guy that scored with 6-2?
Throw the brakes on and then kind of do it.
No, you just score. Don't,
No, it's like you don't want to give up the touchdown too early. You take a knee. You got to time it out.
Too soon.
Too much time.
Yeah. Coach. You know what he was thinking about? He actually had a shot off the face-off at an empty net. He almost got 2 in the last 7 seconds.
That's
just
true.
missed. New top line looked good. They had Jacob Pelche.
Mm-hmm.
Sutter favorite all of a sudden. Just had to watch for a couple of weeks in the rafters. Hammer the popcorn.
The penthouse. What do you
Look at this. All kinds of possession, chances, expected goals, 2, including the game winner, and tight defensively. Look at that. They gave up almost nothing.
And had chances.
XGA.
It's expected goals against. So based on the shots they allowed, there was not much quality out there for the Stars when this line was on the ice. That's incredible.
Gross fart percentage.
They're really good at that.
With the great Wayne Gretzky of 2 goals and then a extra gaunch.
Here's your standings.
Happy birthday, Jake Pelche, by the way, 22 today.
Is he?
Yeah, attaboy Jake.
Attaboy Jake.
Happy birthday, kid.
Top line promotions. Keep him up there. Don't mind that at all. Nick Ritchie, I forgot on the second line.
Yeah, you can.
Here's your standings in the West. Cavs, what a night. 1
point
for
we're there.
Winnipeg as they choke later.
We're right in there.
Nashville, they choke as well. Still tied with Nashville, who hold 3 games in hand. Oof. And don't be fooled by the games played. It's Winnipeg they're trying to reel in, not Colorado, who have 3 games in hand on Winnipeg and 1 point back. They're 6 back of Winnipeg. That's how I would view this. That's the team in the tailspin until they can start stringing not losses together. That should be your prime target. You should be salivating looking at the Jets at this point. Though that's changed.
Makes it easier.
LA a month ago. Hey, look at this. What? Oh, go ahead.
I was just going to say 3 more wins in 18 games. Does that do it?
3 more.
Oh, we got to make up 6
Yeah,
points.
sure. Yeah. No, that's, yep. And they go head to head. They got a head to head. I'm looking at it here. 5th of April. Big one. Big one tonight against Minnesota as well. And before we get to that, look at this. I think it was one of your old teammates and someone tough as nails. Is it a birthday today for Eric Goddard? Happy 43rd birthdays. 93 games, 221 PIMs. And in 93 games, Dino, 23 scraps.
Oh, man.
Oof.
Hell of a teammate.
That is
You talk about having your back. Peter Klein and Eric Goddard.
Yeah, I mean, if it's in a court of law, I'm taking Peter Klein. If it's in a
Probably,
back alley, I'm taking Eric Goddard.
Happy birthday, Goddard.
Where does he rank on your power rankings of toughest guys you played alongside, Rhett?
He had those heavy hands that when he hit you, he hurt you. So he's up there. I mean, Paul Laus had 39 fights in one season.
Ooh.
So, and he fought everyone, and he wasn't Eric's size, and he had little tiny mitts on him. Razor's razor, hard to debate where he falls.
Oliwa, Simon.
Oliwa had a year with the Flames that year. He was kicking the snot out of a lot of people.
Ooh.
Simon was one of the best ever for a long time. I would think Goddard's right up there. He was a little late to the game as far as that era of tough guy. Do you know what I mean? Like, he played at the end of that tough guy era.
There'd be some teams that didn't have a guy you could fight, whereas 5 years earlier, everyone would have a guy for him, right?
Yeah.
Question. Rather than go the one way, I'm going to go this way. Who was, in your mind, the most normal guy who was really tough and was a heavyweight? Because we know some of them, you got to be maybe a little bit different if that's your thing and you enjoy it. But who was maybe just the most down to earth? I can't believe that this guy goes out there and does this for a living.
Well, certainly Christoph Oliwa was normal as normal can be. I mean, just straight shooter, down hard.
Put it on a tee for him. That's what you
Down
expect.
to earth.
Try to go the other way.
It's a dumb media question, Rhett. You handled it perfectly.
Rather than who's the craziest SOB you've ever played with.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of fights, Rhett, this is from Saturday in Vancouver where the Leafs and Canucks.
Get him.
They were at it on the ice. I want you to break this down for us. This is post game.
Yeah, this is a good one.
What are you doing?
Gotta keep your head up.
Cowboy there.
Marner's in trouble. Oh, jeez. Feeding rights. It's just a hockey game. Oh, that's a good right there. And then watch, guy jumps in and just gets him right over the top here.
That guy's a bully.
Wank. Oh,
shit.
Just a tilt outside the Old Navy in Vancouver.
So I signed my kids up for martial arts, and so I'm watching this. Last night I was at the, I don't know what they call it for jiu-jitsu, but whatever. I'm watching these people, and one of those guys that was at that in the building last night would have tuned in all of these guys in a split second.
Really?
Oh,
Okay.
it's
No black
embarrassing.
belt?
People that know how to fight, it's these people. These are drunk losers pretending to fight.
Yes, that's correct.
Yeah, guys that know how don't.
Yes. Yeah.
Although dude is throwing some heavy rights there.
He's throwing hard because the other guys are scared of getting hit and they don't know how to punch back. So,
you know what? They'll get that shirt off though.
You know.
Get that tie down going.
Yeah.
All right. David Riddick last night, we told you that the Jets lost. They had a lead in the last 15, 20 seconds.
Big save, Dave.
Oh, big save, Dave. Didn't like it. They lose early in overtime. Here's Dave coming off the ice. He's going to teach this stick a lesson. All right. This is from our pal, Nick Alberga. Nope. Why do I like that so much? He tries to go Bo Jackson.
Yeah.
No, not breaking. Sorry. Oh. Sorry about that.
That's,
Oh, dear.
and you know that hurts, right? That's like the it's like the martial arts video where the guy's gonna break the bricks or the wood blocks and nothing broke, and you're like, ooh, ouch, that had to hurt.
Do you think he went and head-butted a door down the hallway?
Ooh.
Remember he did that?
Yeah, that's not good. Ryan O'Reilly hurt, busted finger. He's going to be 4 weeks retro before he's back. Former Sabre. I know yeah. There you go, LTIR. They can play 9D if they want. They have 9 defensemen. It's not even including Muzzin, who's hurt. The hell are they doing? I wanted to ask Frank, but
you can never have too many D, right?
I want to talk about the Leafs.
We carried
you go all the way to the Cup final.
We carried 9 for a whole effing season my first year. 26-man roster. Yes.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, well, that makes more sense. 23, that's insane.
God, or I'd have been in Saskatoon in junior.
A couple of the notes for you. The Calgary Wranglers are at home today and tomorrow hosting the Colorado Eagles. They were just down there, split a set in Greater Denver. And how about this? Aaron Rodgers and the Jets are flirting. Rhett.
The Jets always flirt with old quarterbacks that are going to go to shit.
I couldn't care less about the Jets struggling. Give me a kiss, Boomcat.
They've had a chance to draft good quarterbacks for years. Why not just do that?
They could, I guess. They kind of swung and missed on that. And finally, we've got, I don't know if Rhett's the teacher or this is Rhett as a kid, but this somehow came from the Warner family.
So how did you get this?
Well, I'm not sure. Alex said he got it from Rhett's family, but I don't know if that's the shoveler or if this is Rhett's kid or if this is Rhett when he's young. But yeah, this is Rhett very early.
Skip to the loo, my darling. That's me. That is me. Yeah. That's skip to the loo.
5 years old. Darling. This is before your hair went brown. And it's hot cross buns here, right? I know. Not even looking at the keys, so Brad.
Prodigy. Look how long his arms are even there.
I know. Yeah. So it was either pro sports player or, pianist in the symphony orchestra. Just hammering out some Beethoven.
The old ivories there, Retro. Still got it?
So talented. Well, now he's got those shoulder issues.
Yeah.
It's because those hands got beat up from fighting all the time. Shame what could have been.
It's been a while since
I can
fired out a concerto.
Yeah. No, I can play. I was downstairs playing Happy Birthday the other day.
With your pianist.
All right, that's
I've been in is it a concert? It was a competition. What do you call them?
A recital, probably.
Yeah, maybe a recital. I've been in a piano recital.
Oh, you're winning with that. Look at these paws.
Skip to the loo, my darling, which is not this song.
How does
this
it go?
A little more advanced. How does it go?
Skip to the loo.
You went to the loo?
No, I need more because I'm trying to pick it up.
Yeah, no.
Alex, just fade this piano.
That's all you get.
Yeah, with that music, I can't.
Something about the loo?
You're gonna have to sing louder.
Here you go.
Louder,
here you go,
I
right?
can't.
No. You guys
Pinder
can
report
listen to
brought
the
to you by
play as a
Village Honda.
youngster.
VillageHonda.com, the website. You can. They want to buy your car, as Ryan said earlier. You can sell it to them. You'll get paid in 24 hours, no hassle. Get your no obligation appraisal today. Northwest Auto Mall, your dealership for life. The good folks over at Village Honda present the Pinder report.
Talented guy.
Haircuts at home back then, obviously. We're not paying for that.
Bowl cut, kitchen. Yeah.
Damn expensive out there. Yeah.
Damn, boy.
Did I ever tell you who used to cut my hair?
No.
Gordy Kluzak's sister.
Is that right?
Mm-hmm. Pinder's like, who the hell's Gordy Kluzak? You know,
I heard that name. This is one of your names.
I met Gord Kluzak's sister. This is a terrible story.
She's a king now.
Yes. That's her.
Yeah. There you go.
She's a king. There you go.
Married a king boy.
Well done.
King boy.
Pinder's punching up Gordy Kluzak, are you?
I got him.
Check
Boston
out Gordy.
First overall pick.
1991.
First overall.
59.
Climax.
Birthday's 3 days ago, you jerks.
It's a little bit bigger.
Remember
than
we showed
Frontier.
that
6'4", 209. Big enough himself.
We showed that scrap of Kluzak in his rookie year. first overall, and just chucking bombs. Good heavens. They made him different back then.
He's Bruin his whole career.
He was cut short. Yeah.
All the
Him
Bruins
and Bobby.
greats. That's how it ends.
Yeah.
Him and Bobby.
Played for the
Now
Billings Bighorns.
Yeah, now I think he's
Wow.
making gajillions in the financial world in Boston, so he's doing okay.
For him.
Good for him. Good for him. Where are we at here?
That's late.
Why are people calling my phone? I got.
Don't they know what the hell you're doing?
Phone all
Pay
the
your
time.
bills.
Don't
Hell
they
outta here.
know?
Pay your
Don't
bills.
they know that we're doing this highly popular YouTube show? For Christ's sake.
Is that what
You know,
it
I was
is?
thinking last night, and I forgot to bring it up on Afterburner, was the Robertson goal
Yeah.
that goes off of Lindholm's leg and in.
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking you'd have been proud of that shot block attempt by Lindholm there. It's just kind of maybe kind of put my foot, but I don't want it to hit my skate. I'll just kind of off my shin and in.
You put your left foot in. You put your left foot out. You put your left
Skip
foot
to the loo,
in,
my darling.
and you
Yeah.
shake
Why
your
don't
elbow
you?
out.
pokey,
Yeah,
that's right.
and with that being said, let's give away the Lindholm jersey. Is that what you're?
Mm.
Well, let's take a look at that Lindholm jersey. Good segue by you, Rhett. Hearing loss clinic. We'll do it by the end of the week. Today's something like Tuesday.
Hearing
or
loss.
something. We'll give it away
They
this week.
followed me on the old Twitterverse.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah,
Hearing
the
loss.
Reds,
They're
they
big
love
on the
the
social
Reds.
media. There it is. Look at that son of a gun.
Lasty. Signed, no less. Look at that.
Autographed by Lindholm. He's a new dad. I bet you that's a pre-dad autograph. They're harder to come by.
It will be now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're not just going to find those everywhere.
No.
Hearing Loss Clinic, hearingloss.ca.
Also, funny thing,
Mm-hmm.
people are reaching out on socials, just saying, "Hey, you know, I could really use that Lindholm jersey."
Trying to curry favor? Is that what
Oh
they're
boy,
trying to do?
I mean, geez, you could just send it to me now, and it'd save
Yeah,
you know, all the time and
really-
painstaking sifting through the ballots. And
Hey, you know, Lindholm is my favorite player.
you know, I like that jersey, and I'd like. Don't be a fucking prize pig. 20 people.
Like
Yeah,
that
okay.
blonde hag at the casino that night. The prize pig. She was just fucking filling that thing full.
Oh yeah, that's
Fuck off.
Hey,
Hearing Loss Clinic.
This is a radio thing. Hang on. So, Rhett, there's a few things that are as time tested and true in radio, like it's just always, and it's prizes. And so you get these people that literally spend all day just applying to win prizes, going to events, stuffing ballot boxes, going online to fill out this.
Sitting
It's
by their
disgusting.
goddamn phone
I
to
know
phone in
it.
as soon.
I knew a girl in high school. Her mom, that was her job, basically. She said she enters contests. That's all she does. She
My
wins
thing
all kinds of
was-
shit.
Because you would just know the prize pig. You're right. They go everywhere. They're going to be the first caller through. So be like, oh, we're giving away a call, the number, blah, blah, blah. And it rings. Oh, I wonder who that could be.
Yeah.
Like, hey,
Fucking prize.
I'm
pig.
calling for the. Oh, yeah. So what prize are you calling to win? They don't even know what the.
No,
They don't know
just
what
want
they're
free
calling for.
shit.
They don't know what they're winning. All they heard is something's being given away. I got to have it.
And then at the Super Bowl, what are you talking about?
Yeah. Some
She's-
big
We're
sweat
giving
hog.
them away, and the sweat hog's going like, I want to know it.
You get those like a big thick thing of entries.
Ballots, yeah.
You know, you write your name on one, rip it off, and put it into the goddamn drum. She grabs the whole booklet, sits down at the table.
So scratching them.
Mildred Terwilliger. Mildred Terwilliger. Hey, Mildred, take a fucking hike.
Yeah,
And then she was pissed off.
I know the nerve.
How didn't I win? Yeah, I know. It's amazing that you didn't win.
Fuck out of here.
Go wash your hair. Hearingloss.ca.
Sorry
On
about
Twitter,
Hope she's
at
not
the
listening.
Hearing Loss, Instagram, the Hearing Loss Clinic.
that. Yeah.
Thanks
This
for
is
the
me.
jersey. We'll give that away this week. Mildred.
You know, Lindholm's been my favorite player forever.
Yeah.
Even back to Carolina.
Yeah, what's his first name? Oh, stop us, Bob.
Yeah,
Billy,
Hampus,
Steve, Lindholm.
Jack Lindholm.
Yeah, that's right.
Mhm.
Hey, want you to it's into March, and even though it's chilly outside, we told you the other day, start thinking about make some plans, get yourself outside. Why not Jasper? Spring skiing at Marmot Basin.
Marmot
doesn't get much better. Look at that. Marmot Basin, Jasper.
Oh yeah.
We were up there in January.
Yeah.
It was brisk then.
Yeah,
The temps are warming up. Warmer temperatures, drinks on the patio,
Longer
the escape
days,
card,
Dean.
half-price lift tickets
Really?
still in effect. Conditions are still great. They've actually opened some of the new terrain out there, waiting for the warmer days. They're now open. And then you can start, even summer, start looking about golfing. The lakes are thawing. Get your canoeing in, your rafting. The Sky Tram is opening later this month.
Sky Tram?
Yeah, buddy.
All right.
Plan your summer camping trip. Your front country reservations starting on March 16th. Backcountry opens on March 20th. So you wait all winter for this stuff
Just
to
load
start.
it up with snow, ready to go.
So there you go.
That.
Tourism Jasper, ski Marmot Basin. Check it out online and start thinking about the good folks at Jasper. They were so happy to see us. Great hospitality.
Jasper Park Lodge. That's a fancy place.
Yep, great hospitality.
Yeah, you really class it up, Pinder, with a
high kicks in the lobby.
suitcase full of beer. That's brilliant.
No, that was at the hot tub. It was not my suitcase. That was
I'd say there's always
Just trying to help the people.
Yeah, you're a helper. You're a helper. Just want to help. So what are we thinking tonight? We've established
better fucking
that
not look like Saturday.
We've established
who's
that
playing. Do we
winning
know who's
back-to-back
playing?
Hasn't happened.
Who's the goalie?
No, they won't skate. They won't skate today.
I
It's
would
going to be
think it'd be-
Gustafsson.
It will be Gustafsson, and now I believe that's 10 of 14.
Yeah, I was looking this morning.
10 of 15, maybe. It's been a lot of Gustafsson who's got some tidy numbers this year. They just picked him up when Cam Talbot put a gun to Bill Guerin's head, and I think I know who's
That's
better
right.
already.
Yeah.
Sorry, Alex, about that.
They've rotated the last 6 games, but prior to that, Gustafsson had kind of been on a bit of a roll. 6-0-2 in his last 8 with a 1.32 and a 9.56.
Shut him out
He's
on
been
Saturday.
Just fine.
Yeah.
Just fine.
Yeah.
We talked about it last night in Afterburner. I'll ask you, who do you go with in the Flames?
I think it'll be Markstrom, but I also have never done that Dallas to Minnesota turnaround. I feel like they want him to get rolling, and while it was 4 goals last night, there was a lot of blemishes in front of him. You know, there wasn't that like, ooh, you can't let that in. I mean, I didn't like the shorty getting through, but by all means, don't allow a shorthanded breakaway in that instance as well. That's a nice starter.
Well, and you know what? I'll steal your point from last night, Rhett, or I'll let you make it. Markstrom had to get on the plane afterwards and fly to St. Paul and all that. You know who else had to?
Yeah.
Dan Vladar.
That's right. And they've got Anaheim waiting at home on Friday. And that feels like a softer landing spot for Vladar, who struggled his last 5 or 6 outings.
You win, you're in, brother. No changes.
And they weren't afraid to do that. What was it? The last back-to-back was Vladar on the Arizona and Vegas back-to-back a couple of weeks ago. Losing my mind.
For sure.
Because the Arizona game was light workload.
Yes, 14 shots.
Yeah. So that's not the case after last night, but I'm with you. Markstrom has looked at or near his best all season here in the last. I laughed out loud last night when
look how good he's been. He's like a
really good,
901 and a goals against of 2.5.
Still needed 5 to win for
Jesus.
But I'd throw him back in there, and I don't care. You win this one tonight.
Do what you want.
You're playing Friday and again and again and again.
Let's hope there's a concerted effort, or at least a more concerted effort than we saw on Saturday. That was a lifeless Flames group with what felt like their season theoretically on the line at home to the Wild. You want to see a bounce back from that. That was no good. That was one of the more disappointing outings of the year. They got booed off the ice against Minnesota 3 nights ago.
Are you going to say something?
I was going to say, I feel like tonight's the same thing. It's a must win. They're all must wins, but you're running out of time. You're running out of time.
Yeah.
And I don't think you're trying to catch Minnesota, but if you can win, you're going to feel real good about 4 points and under 48.
Yep. And I'll tell you what, if you start putting pressure on the Jets in that sense as well, I mean, if you're all of a sudden 4 back, that's not as much of a pipe dream. Like that's, okay. I mean, geez, you got a game against them still on the calendar. You got a really soft finish, 7 of 8 against teams that aren't playoff teams. You got a lot of bottom dwellers. Not that that means anything with these guys. And you play at home a ton down the stretch. After this, they have 10 of 17 at home to finish the season.
the Wild have been sitting in St. Paul waiting for them. They've not played since the game on Saturday. And they are on the kind of heater the Flames need to go on.
That's correct, yeah.
4 in a row, 4-0-1 in their last 5, 8-0-1 in their last 9,
Ooh.
1 regulation loss in their last 12. So it can be done. Teams have done it before.
Yes.
1 games.
Well, 2 would be a trend, and then 3 is a streak. That's a winning streak.
Let's go streaking.
It has been
Definitely
done
go
before.
streaking.
Okay. Yeah, Anaheim, Ottawa, Arizona. That's what's waiting after Minnesota tonight.
That's right. And I asked Rhett about his best St. Paul story. Give me a good one. Is that one of those you just get to St. Paul and you go to your room until the rink and then you leave? Is that it? That's it?
Yep.
Movies?
You can walk across the street and it's easy, and the St. Paul Grill is good downstairs, so you have no reason to go anywhere. There is a
Did you play in
Chipotle down the street.
Oh, yes.
It's overrated.
Yes.
People love Chipotle.
I don't like it at all.
Well, if you've lived in the States, yes. If you're a Canadian, it's unbelievable. When do you have this at your
what makes it
fingertips?
so special other than
It's huge and it's amazing. And
Well,
it's
that's
cheap
American.
relative to what things cost here. Yeah. I remember being in the America League. First thing you'd Google, where's the hotel? Is there a Chipotle within walking distance or a short cab? Let's go. Gotta go.
Boom.
I'm not saying you're wrong.
But yeah, if you
say
lived
you're
there, it
wrong.
wouldn't be.
It's gross. It's not gross. It's
Because
just
I've never really understood.
Guacamole's extra.
Yeah, I've never really understood it. It's like, I can get, this is a big burrito.
Yeah, huge burrito.
I can go to a number of other places and get big burritos. Is it the price that makes it good?
It's all of it. I'm just jacked when we could get to Chipotle.
All right.
Been a while. Oh, I could do a Chipotle right now.
Could you?
God, I'm starving.
You'd be
Did you do a
disappointed.
Chipotle or a
No.
Right now, if you could.
No, I'd do Chipotle right now
Yeah.
because I can go shawarma any day of the week and get good shawarma. I can't get Chipotle here.
All right.
We just want to.
So again, what separates it from any other burrito
Ooh.
place is just that it's big and it's cheap.
Oh, it's amazing. It's delicious.
All right.
You get the barbacoa. You can go.
It's got
Carnitas,
beans and rice
meats.
and meat.
Right.
It's a great burrito. You like burritos? It's a good burrito.
It's a burrito.
Love burritos.
Bean
You do love
burritos.
burritos. Breakfast burritos.
It's a decent burrito. Small for my liking.
See,
Pinder
but you're
always
not a
orders
big eater.
breakfast burritos.
Me, I could be
For
a
you to
big eater.
be hooked on portion sizes.
I'm not hooked on portion. I'm just saying, like, you're gonna put a Chipotle burrito next to some tiny little whiffy, tiny. No, one's gonna sit down. You're gonna need a nap after this. It's gonna knock you out.
How
It's
are
like
you
going a
doing
couple
by-
Why
hours
is
with
that
Riddick
good?
Bowe. I'm not
I
doing
think
great.
that's. I don't know. I mean,
Once
we
a
love
year,
food, but
not a Tuesday. Once a year.
Pinder is a quart low today. Are you getting a tickle? Is that what it is?
The tickle last night after curling. Last match of the year.
you got to
I
get a
know.
nebulizer. When you feel the tickle
Need a
coming on, you
nebulizer.
do the hydrogen
You do,
peroxide, the nebulizer, you're all good.
I just hammered a bunch of vitamin C, drank as much water as I could, went to bed, and then woke up every 2 hours to piss and drink more water. Yeah.
Worried about you.
We finished dead last again.
Yeah.
If a win would have got us to second last.
Well, what happened? You were shorthanded. You had to
We're
bring
always
in.
shorthanded. We had a spare. Our boy Richard.
You have loser teammates. That's your problem.
Our problem is that we're not 70. We have been curling for 50 years. Everyone's in this league's been curling forever.
So why are you doing the curling?
We're getting better.
Who cares?
It's close.
Okay. But out of all the
Yeah.
things you could do with your buddies.
Yeah, you could play tennis. You could do that. You
Right,
could
yes.
bowl. You could.
Tennis.
A lot of
Who
things.
the F is
Whatever.
playing tennis? What are you talking about? Tennis? You twist ankles, you're
It's
out,
good
you're
sport.
hurt.
Come on.
Yeah, if you've played it
Soft.
your whole life, no, Dean, go pick up tennis. Go play some tennis.
There's a nice tennis bubble down south by you, the Austin Victor Center.
He would absolutely
Yeah.
snap a hammy.
Well,
One
he would
set.
for sure. But that's a good sport to stay fit. That one.
I played a little bit of
You're
tennis.
not
Yeah.
just like
Little bit.
curling. Like you're curling to get fit.
No, I don't. Yeah,
No,
no.
I'm curling to drink on Mondays, and so when I'm 70, I'll be good. By the time I'm retired, I can actually hang some W's.
It just seemed like
Does
an
that
interesting
Matters
Because like
to
you say,
you need to win curling bond spiels and shit. Like this is a
No, not bonds,
Goal
but
in
I just want
life?
to be competitive.
hey. Listen, the DUG could. He was a skip. He knew how to sweep.
Let's bring him in.
I've-
skip to my little.
I've spent many a day at a curling bond spiel, small town curling bond spiels, and cabarets that night. Some people call them socials.
Yeah, they do.
I don't see you
Some-
doing that, and I don't see your significant other participating in any of this bullshit. So
Of course not. I need to get the fuck away.
I was going to say that's exactly why he has gone to great lengths to find the one area
I
where
need
she's
something.
least likely to go.
Start playing tennis. I'm going to be asked to play doubles. Gotta be careful of that.
Hey, babe, we're going to slaughter some pigs. Did you want to come? Ooh, no. Okay.
See you never.
Yeah, we're doing it. We're in our pig slaughtering league. We finished dead last again, but I hope to get a lot better at it.
Yeah,
you got to start
It's
getting
all very
W's.
clear.
What the
I know.
curling wins? Oh,
Haven't you been
good.
dead last for years?
Only the 4
What, do you want to
years
get
we've
your
played
name
them.
on
Okay,
the
yeah.
wall?
Might
At
have
the,
got
you want
second
to get
last
your
last
name
year.
on the wall at the Glencoe? Oh, look at this!
No, I
year.
just want to be competitive. I'm not going to be good enough to win.
What?
There's like a
In
dozen guys that
curling,
play in
it's
the Briar
curling.
there.
What do you mean
Yes.
competitive in curling? You guys don't even
I want
show
to be
up.
able to
That's how
win
competitive
close
you are.
games.
Against, well, I'm not even going to say it.
It's good curlers there.
I'm
Wild
not
card
going to
to
smear the elderly like Pinder does.
They do take it serious, though, hey?
this is the league. Yeah.
You know
Which
they
is
talk
part
about
of the problem. Oh no,
Have to
no,
take it
they would
serious.
love
They'll
it
get their
because that's fresh
schedule.
meat there. No, they love
Oh,
those
yeah.
guys. Oh, look at those.
They usually,
they're good.
When they slaughter you 8-3, they're like, you're getting better. Don't make sure you don't be leaving the league. And you think, oh, they're being
You're
nice.
not
No,
a-
they just want an
and-
easy
and
mark
you know
next
what?
year on the
You're a-
schedule.
You are a BS bull crap curler until you enter a bonspiel in a small town. So you can shove it that you want to get better at curling.
I covered
Enter
one
a
in Fort St.
bonspiel.
John.
Enter a
Yeah, you
bonspiel.
can do your hoity-toity
Ben.
thing. You need to go back to Carstairs.
I
Yeah,
do.
he's a
Get into
real
the bonds.
curling fan at his private club in downtown. You got to pay gajillions of dollars to
I get
join
a lot of
and
heat for
enter a
recreational
yearly
activity
fee.
here.
Yeah,
Lord forbid I
From
go
the
play darts
Glencoe.
once a week.
curling out of the Glencoe Club, the Pinder for.
Listen, it's a different choice of all the sport. Hey, me and my buddies were in a blank league.
Yeah.
I would go. I just for you, it would just seem to be well down.
How about
It'd be
Darts.
Yeah. Well, like I just said, I'm going to get run for playing darts if I go the same day every week.
No,
I mean,
darts are
what-
good.
what's
They say
okay? If it's hockey, I'm going to be Harvey Tryhard.
140. Sorry. Go ahead, curl. You're a loser.
You want to do the Betway
Can't
Bets?
wait to see. Can't wait to see you. I'm gonna come
Team
curling.
Botcher
I'll be
against
home
Kevin
alone.
Cooey tonight. Let's see who's going to favorite in this one.
Gives a shit.
Hey, Ben Bear, you want to fill in for us?
Oh, Ben's a good guy.
He is. I
Doing
know.
well.
Like if
He
you were
got you a
good at it,
3-0
you
start.
should try to get Ben. He would help.
I've
the
asked
cause.
Ben. He's a busy guy. You're on a heater right now.
Yeah, Ben knows better. That's Ben knows.
So do you have like shoes and everything, or do you just put like
Yeah,
the
I have
slider
shoes.
over?
No, I've got one guy that does the slider. Everyone else has got the gear. Can't go halfway in here. Got to go all in.
Yeah. All right.
Go look up the Briar standings here.
Yeah, we'll do our Betway Bets of the day. Bonton Meat Market. God. Greg was texting me yesterday.
What's he doing?
Greg texted me 10
Wasn't
minutes.
loving the lineup combos from last night.
Who
No shit.
was?
Because you have Dylan Dubé, who's had a fine season, and then fourth line, and Richie
Well,
second.
remember- Yeah, we got to get Rich in there. I mean, his brother was so impactful.
Calgary tradition since 1921. Come visit at 28 Crowfoot Circle Northwest. Right now, I'm going to give you a temperature, Rhett. In Calgary, we're looking at roughly minus 12, minus 13 degrees. If you're going to Bonton today, up at 28 Crowfoot Circle, minus 12, minus 13, what's the meal prep for tonight?
Beef short ribs. On a mashed potato with like a red wine gravy kind of thing. Oh, thank you very much.
I got to admit, I don't have, because of beef ribs, pork ribs, baby back, I don't really have a short rib prep in my arsenal.
Do it. Do it.
Yeah.
Do it.
So what are the short ribs? Is that so? That's like on the like.
I'm
You
not
know?
a butcher. You have to ask Greg. Yeah, they're shorter ribs,
All
I
right.
guess.
Greg would know for sure.
Very beefy, very delicious. You can't cook them fast, nice and slow. You got to make a nice gravy over top, but not like a gravy, something a little tartness to
Sauce.
it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Sauce. All right. Calgary tradition since 1921. You know, like you said, don't ask. Go up there. Hey, I want to do some short ribs. Oh, okay. Hey, you know, how would one make this? What would be some options? Oh, well, let me tell you. This would be a way to do it. This would be some spices. This would be a way to. It's not just like you're rolling in there and you'll have to fend for yourself. I don't know what I need. Meat. They're pros. They'll show you how to do it. How's your janky Yankee beef going down there?
Terrible. I was just going to say, I will be returning to our fine city in a few weeks, and I've already begun my list of what I'm going to need from Mr. Keller's place.
Okay, don't spoil it because I want
This is a full segment. Yeah, don't go here now.
Put it together, put some thought in, and then we need the Rhett Bonton meat order when you get back to town.
And you know what else is happening soon enough? Easter.
Well, you can't just
have a big
skim
meal
over St. Patrick's Day like that, can you?
Yeah,
When's Easter?
Patrick's Day is not a big family meal. You're going to be out drinking
true.
beer and acting like
Food.
a putz. Remember last year? You were so wasted. Oh my God. Grow up.
I was.
On St. Patty's Day. Yeah.
We can revisit the tape there, but we'll leave that alone if you'd like.
That one started early, as I remember.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
Someone
sure
was pretty
did.
jacked. It was his last day ever at the radio station.
Yeah. Never working with you assholes again. Drink up. Here we are. Betway Bets of the day.
Betway!
Bets of the day. Yeah, for sure. For sure.
How about
Tonight,
last night. Dallas minus 1.5. That works perfectly.
I had the Rupe anytime goal. And I had
shorty.
Pavelski for 2 points. He only got the 1 point.
Rupe, I'll pay.
Yeah.
You're up money. That's good.
200, 240, something like that.
Yeah.
I think that you just I mean, what does McDavid pay to score?
Nothing.
Yeah, like minus 200 or something.
Zero.
hilarious,
Yeah, nothing.
Yeah.
There's no value with McDavid. You have to, some of the pre-built bets in the Betway app,
Mhm.
it'll be a money line plus something, but you're going to have to, it's going to be some sort of a parlay to
Built-in
get
parlay, yeah.
McDavid. That said, he's a multi-point game is pretty much.
I was looking last night.
Jesus.
He has 22 points in his last 8 games, 12 are goals.
Yeah, 12 in his last 8.
8 games, 22.
My nephew loves the Oilers and he loves McDavid. So when my boys recognized that McDavid is in town to play the Sabres, they turned it on and they were like, "Is he doing house? Is he having a good year, Dad?" And I said, "Why don't you look it up?"
Jeez.
Oh, he's doing pretty good. Huh?
Whoa.
He hit his new career high in points. 65 games, 124 points.
150 is within range, isn't it? If you can hang 22 in 8 games, what's not in range?
I think he's absolutely shooting for 150 plus, 100%. And the guys that are when you're that good, you control it. It's like, what are you gonna do? Stop me? Get out of the way.
No. 2 more last night. He scored 2 in 6 of his last 8 games, I believe, and 1 where he didn't. He had like a 1 in 3.
They should have got that Klingberg guy too.
Jeez. The Oilers?
What is, and Frank brought it up, and I was thinking it at the time, we didn't really get to it. What? I thought Klingberg was a little higher, a little more sought after.
Awful year.
But it's Anaheim.
No, I know.
Right? Do you not kind of give him almost a bit of a pass for an off year when you're with that team?
I mean, his give a fuck might be 0, but the results have been awful. There's a lot of players that pile up points on bad teams. He's not been one this year.
I mean, shit.
Like Chikrin,
if
tried his ass off.
Remember we were talking
Bad
about Luke Shen for a third. I was like,
yeah.
Klingberg for a 4th or whatever it ended up being.
Yeah.
I'm listening now.
Yeah, it's just you got to play him down the lineup, and a lot of coaches don't want a 3rd pair guy like that, right? You want a stay-at-home physical third pair, not a run a power play guy on your third. Daryl for sure.
Tonight, Retro, before we go, we'll do the things. Sabres Islanders.
Ooh. That's a big one in the old Eastern
buddy.
Chase.
Big one.
I don't know if we've seen these standings on the show yet today, Alex, but that is, I believe by points percentage, if it started today, it would be the Islanders in and Pittsburgh in.
Stupid Pittsburgh, go away.
Sabres fan over there.
Likes you.
That'd be fun.
Nobody likes Pittsburgh anymore. You like Pittsburgh?
Nobody likes Sid, he says.
There it is.
We love Sid, but
Big game.
you go
Big game for the Sabres, Rhett.
playoff.
Look at that.
What about Berkey?
They got 3 in hand. They're going to be good shape.
Win tonight, you're in real good shape.
How's Tuck?
Still hurt?
Yeah. Tage is okay.
Tage is good.
You know what? I don't need to see the Islanders. I'm okay with Pittsburgh. I'm with you. It'd be nice to see. So I don't know. Is Ottawa really going to get there? And you know what? Fuck Florida. You can beat it. You can miss.
They'd be fun, but I also don't mind them missing.
Yeah, you can miss.
Mm-hmm. Boy, missed opportunity for Alex's Sens there last night.
Yeah, how do you lose that one?
Oof. 5 rip.
Let's get the Islanders out and the Sabres in.
Yeah, I'm in for that.
I mean, I don't know if anybody, God forbid, you
get to
play Boston.
Congratulations.
Maybe a gentleman's sweep. Maybe.
You know what, though? That's nice for the Pagula family to get some money recouped.
That's where my thought goes, to the billionaires.
Yeah.
Make sure they can get another $25 million.
Hey, keep paying for the Bills to play well. I'm in. Lot of talk about Stefan leaving. Oh, baby.
Diggs. Really?
He stopped following the Bills on Twitter and stuff. It is not looking good.
Well, and you remember he stormed out of the locker room, and then they had to go, hey, dude, come on now.
Wow.
Guy wants to win.
He wants the Bills to win. He realizes they have to build an offense that can run the ball. He says, I got to get out of here to help these guys.
Brother in Dallas is a lot of talk.
Oh, that would be good.
Also a good player.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Betway, we're going to do it?
Yeah, we'll do Betway Bets of the day. Why not? Flames taking on the Minnesota Wild tonight. Now, I went All-Stars yesterday.
Do what you do.
Went all right. So the Betway app, there you go. Flames Wild, Kirill Kaprizov, a power play point, plus 130.
Look at you.
First goal scorer, just throwing it out there. Go for it.
This bet.
Kaprizov, I feel like that's big because I think even an anytime goal isn't plus money.
It's close to even. Yeah.
There's no value with him, so I'm gonna go big game hunting, Ryan. First goal scorer of the night, Kaprizov, plus 600. Those are my 2 bets of the day.
I'm going to be copycat with one of those. I've got Kirill Kaprizov 1+ power play point as well, paying plus 130. And I love what Jacob Pelche is doing. He's around it. That top line was cooking last night.
The birthday boy.
Plus 300 for the 22-year-old. Let's go. Betway Bets of the day.
Betway Bets of the day. Get the app on your phone. Be responsible. Be 19. Play along. Have some fun with Betway. So tomorrow, who's Afterburner tonight?
Rhett and I. He's got a look on his face of...
Yeah, I can't tell if he's frozen or if he's...
I'm just zoned right out. Mm-hmm. So I got to do Afterburner, whatever. I'm good at it.
I think there's only one more for you after this, Rhett, to be honest. So,
but he's coming back.
Oh, that's right.
He's going to be back on...
Don't tell him that. He'll cancel his trip.
On Mountain Time.
I feel like I've done more than you guys anyway. You guys are always complaining that I don't do anything. I've done more than both of you.
You've done 11. Dean's done 13. I've done 11. So, there's a spreadsheet. We can keep track of all these things.
Yeah, but Dean doesn't do
Did feel like you've done more, though. That's right, yeah.
Tomorrow on the show, we will recap this hockey game from this evening.
We got a couple days to get ready, and I mean get ready for the Ducks, who are a fucking disaster.
Let's get a guest in one day this week. Let's get a guest.
Let's get Pat Verbeek. Do you know Pat? Let's bring him in. See how he likes this group. Hey, being a GM must be awesome. What the hell do I have to deal with here?
No. See if Tree wants to come on.
Tree wants to come on. You know what it is? It's the time that we do this show because they're usually practicing or skating in advance of a game.
In the old days when we were
at
the other place, it was way too early and inconvenient. I mean, now, clearly.
It wasn't for him. That was a good time for him.
They got an off day tomorrow if he's back in time.
I would be sheepish to talk to him. I would feel like I've taken cheap shots.
But you're not here. You're you're just on video.
I know,
tough guy, digital tough guy.
Yeah, I'm one of those guys. Yeah, I could tweet it out.
You are.
Talk about it, but
bully on social.
Yeah.
No, you know what? You have been
making fun of me for curling.
Have been just firing out opinions.
You know what?
Rants.
And people have been paying attention and loving it.
If it would be fun if you thought you'd get answers to ask the questions we have. Right, we ask each other and we make points, and you get the GM on or a coach. They're not going to answer anyway, right? But if you could come on and actually be honest, and I'm not saying he can't even do it, even if he wanted to. He can't answer the honest truth to a lot of this stuff.
Hey, Brad, how's your relationship with Darryl? How's that going to get answered? You know what? It's been pretty rocky, and there's been a lot of things we've butted heads on. No, he's not going to say that.
Yeah,
it's been great. You know,
we leg wrestle for 30 minutes before every game to see who's going to get into the lineup. We can't stand one another. But in fairness, are there any GMs that do?
No.
That what? Get along with their coaches?
No, that give you.
No, they have to give you stock answers.
I just think there's certain issues here that are no-fly zones, right? Like. If you asked prior GMs if they had the autonomy to trade Jerome Iginla, you'd get all kinds of wishy-washy. But there's certain things you can't do in certain jobs and certain employers.
Yeah. Lou Lamoriello's not going to give you a straight answer. Kevin Adams, I hear him talk here. It's not insider stuff. We're hoping to do a good job. Yeah. What's to be gained?
Players will say stuff once in a while. You'll get some honesty out of players.
Let's get some dumb media questions.
Very, very rarely do you get someone in a GM spot. You know, when Berkey would come out as the GM or the president every once in a while, but even that was kind of by design. He was looking to deflect
blustery nonsense,
take some pressure or attention off of somebody else. But I mean, you're right.
Hey, Brian, did you run out of time with Mike Camilleri? No, we can't trade guys for less than they're worth. People will try to rake us over the coals next year when we have a different GM and a different market.
Well, you just look at the Flyers. They felt the same way. But Van Riemsdyk.
Yeah. All right, buddies. That's it for Barn Burner today.
That's it.
Support the show. Support the clients, our customers, our clients, our friends, our partners. They're your partners too. That's how this whole thing goes.
I'm glad it's wrapping up because the idiots are home and it's about to turn into a shitstorm.
Wow.
So what happens? So they come in, school's done, then what happens?
You can hear it.
A feeding frenzy, right?
Like it's wild animals at a trough, right? It's just there's food and
they noticed I'm still working. So they're like, when you come upon some cattle out in a field and they kind of finally notice you, that's the look I'm getting, right? Just kind of that dumb.
Yeah. We'll let you go feed the cattle and we'll let everybody else get on with the rest of the day. Thanks for being a part of it. We're back tomorrow.
All right. And Oilers, you stink and suck.
See ya, buddies.